So, I would have released this episode sooner, but I ended up taking a couple weeks off to play through Inscription. That has nothing to do with the episode, I just really liked playing Inscription and I want people to know about it. But that's what is, and this series is about what was, so let's do this! This is brand new Relic, the series where I finally play the classic games I never got to try. And if you remember my Super Mario Galaxy 2 episode, also known as my most disliked episode, it turns out I've played most of the Mario platformers out there. But that little guy wears many hats, and sometimes those hats have eyes. He spans several genres, from racing to sports to puzzles to strategy to party to educational. I'm actually quite good at this one. Look at me go! But one of the genres he's best known for is the RPG. It's hard to top his debut, aptly titled Super Mario RPG, but two franchises keep trying. On handheld, it's the Mario and Luigi games, and for consoles, you got Paper Mario. This unique take on the Mario mythos started on the N64 with the Paper Mario game, Paper Mario. Gets right to the point, I love it. Why did Nintendo decide to set the characters in a world where everyone and everything is made of paper? Perhaps a developer was looking at a sticker book and said, wait a minute! But it's proven to be a hit. Each subsequent console has had its own entry in the series, but none has been quite so beloved as Paper Mario The Thousand-Year Door, released on the Gamecube in 2004. The Thousand-Year Door is not just considered the best Paper Mario game, but one of the best Gamecube games, as well as one of the best RPGs ever. So now it's time for us to find out why. And by us, I mean me. Because you're just watching. This actually isn't my first Paper Mario game. I put several hours into Paper Mario The Origami King on the Switch, and that one had a dedicated button for flicking confetti, which is all I've ever wanted in a video game. But other than that, I really don't know much about this one, other than there's a door that's maybe rather old? So if you don't like paper cuts, turn away now, because I'm going in! We start off with a backstory about a world meeting a violent end. Didn't I already play Final Fantasy VI? But the people built a new town, and they called it Des Moines. Actually, it's Rogueport, which just has a hangman's noose right in the town center. Nothing weird about that. Princess Peach stops into town for a visit and goes off on her own, which historically goes great for her. She buys a box that can only be opened by the Pure of Heart. How many times have I fallen for that one at the flea market? And then we cut to Mario's humble cottage, and wait, that's Luigi. The sign on the cottage says Mario. This game is full of lies. Yes, Luigi will read the mail, because we all know that Mario can't read. It turned out that box Peach bought contained a rare treasure map, which she just sent through the mail. Not even signature confirmation. And this is maybe the least helpful map I've ever seen. But it's off to Rogueport. And wait, now we're in the prologue? Was that the pre-prologue? What is with RPGs and always starting with someone waking up? I arrive in Rogueport and it's time to start my grand... Off to a great start. But no sooner do I arrive than these weirdos show up and start threatening a Goomba. So my first fight is against a guy named Lord Crump. I get a battle tutorial, I take him down, and the implications of a Goomba kissing Mario are more than I can fathom right now. We meet up with Peach's companion, who... I'm sorry, is our game interrupting your conversation? Anyway, what were we talking about? Right, Peach ran off and we have to find her, because of course we do. So Goombella joins our party, and we meet up with... this Tim Burton creation. His name is Professor Frankly, who I imagine doesn't give a damn, and he's not up on what's hip. Same, buddy. He tells us that to interpret the map, we need to gather the crystal stars and take them to the Thousand-Year Door. He also says, hummina, hubbity, hubbida, hippity, hoobida, homila, huffala, hoofala. So I'm taking whatever he says with a grain of salt. Everyone's been looking for this map, but no one thought to ask a street vendor. So we make our way underground, and I just realized that all of our battles take place on a stage. Neat! I release a demon from a chest who says he's going to curse me, but then he gives me the ability to turn into a paper airplane, which helps me get around, so... Sure showed me. And then I'm at the Thousand-Year Door. Man, this game is easy. And I'm getting some real Breath of the Wild vibes here. The first crystal star reveals itself, I learn my first special move, and I have an audience now. About the size of audience I'm used to with most of my theatrical endeavors. Like, sure, 16 people may not seem like a lot, but that is definitely more than I played to some nights. So it's off to the first world, Petal Meadows. And, wait, that's the end of the prologue? Oh, this is going to be a long game. No sooner do we arrive than... Don't like the look of that guy. We reach the town of Petalburg, where we can take a quick rest, and I love that this is how pieces of paper go to sleep. And finally, someone in an RPG is talking about how weird it is that we just walk into people's houses. Though why is he so obsessed with Princess Peach? We meet up with the mayor and have to make this hugely difficult, wildly impactful dialogue choice. And Mario has Gmail? Then we meet Koops, who has a favor to ask. Yeah, I think we can handle that. We reach the castle and face off against the villain Schwank, who fights us with the power of trivia! Koops returns to ask if he can come with us to avenge his father. And is Mario doing a Sieg Heil? Anyway. Welcome to the party!
Koops.
And I don't know how this pile of bones is different than any other pile of bones, but, sorry for your loss, I guess? And the dragon we're going to fight doesn't like creatures that begin with Kur and end with Icket. So we're on our way to find a crying game ticket, and it's not even Koops' dad, so what are we even doing here? Other than bashing skeletons, of course. We get another quote-unquote curse that allows us to squeeze into narrow places, and now it's time to fight Smaug. Hooktail, who thinks the bottoms of our feet would make a good sauce with some spices? How would that even work? Oh, that's how. Thanks for clarifying. And people pay good money to smell the bottoms of your feet? Okay, Tarantino. There's still so much I wanted to do with life. So many meals. Dude, same. We defeat Hooktail and Koops' dad comes out. Where have you been all this time? I'll give you 3 guesses, Koops. We get the first crystal star and it's the end of chapter 1. We cut to the princess who's being held by this fun-looking guy. He's Grotus, the head of the X-Nauts, and he's also trying to get the crystal stars with the help of these Macbeth witches over here. Yeah, princess, you really do need better security detail. She takes a shower, apparently while still wearing her tiara, and then she's helped out by Hal, who may be kinda horny for the princess? You wanna know what love is? You want her to show you? She goes to send an email and deletes the internet. Meanwhile, hey, I was wondering when Bowser was going to show up. We get a behind-the-scenes look at his operations, including the fact that he has high blood pressure. Maybe you want to take a step back, buddy. He goes after Peach's kidnapper because they're stepping on his turf, which is genuinely hilarious. Anyway, back at the Thousand-Year Door, second crystal star confirmed, and oh good, this guy again. Turns out the second star is in the Boggly Woods, and Luigi's on his own quest? Good for him. He recounts his grand adventure as we fall asleep. Is he an energy vampire? We can power up our allies thanks to a wizard that says Shazibby Shazubi.
Hasenbeff Incorporated! We're gonna do it!
And I love the idea of Mario answering if he's a bully by saying, "Guess again, nerd." So now we're off to Boggly Woods and Chapter 2. And I love how this place looks. We go to the Great Tree, which, honestly, not that great. But to get in, we need Madame Flurry, a famous singer who lives in the middle of nowhere to escape fame in a real Bruce Willis-style situation. To help us, she needs her necklace, which I can get for her because I'm super. Hey, that's the name of that thing! To get the necklace, we need to fight the Macbeth witches, and... Luigi? You're here? Wanna help us out, bro? No? Then get out of here. I take out the witches, return the necklace, and yeah, bring on Cool and the gang. And that's... a look. Wow, they really programmed boob jiggle animation into this kid's game. Madame Flurry joins our party, which makes me very uncomfortable as her design is... I have a lot of questions. And even in this fantasy video game, I get subscribed to newsletters I didn't sign up for. Flurry uses her lung power to reveal the secret entrance to the Great Tree, which is inhabited not only by X-Nauts, but these cute little sprites. They're called Punies, and I can use their help to free other Punies, one of whom has... So now I have 101 Punies, which is my least favorite Disney movie. And then I'm caught in a trap. I can't walk out. Oh, wait, yes I can. I get some super boots, which allows me to spin jump. Okay, I haven't mastered it, I haven't put in my 10,000 hours. And then I get the crystal star. That was easy. Except, yoink! Yes, I face off against Lord Crump again, who is going full Dr. Robotnik this time. But I defeat him, get the star back, and Chapter 2 is done. Got him. Then back to Princess Peach, who's teaching that computer how to love by dancing with a clone of herself. Man, this Google AI is getting ridiculous. And can I get Skyrim on this thing? Also checking in with Bowser, and I'm down for this version of the game. Even if it controls horribly. Anyway, back at that door, we got star number 3's location, so we're off to Glitzville. Oh, wait, we need a ticket, and then we're off to Glitzville. We hear another story from Luigi, and then to get a blimp ticket, I have to talk to a mob boss. Oh, please look like Marlon Brando, please look like Marlon Brando. Okay, I wasn't expecting Father Guido Sarducci, but here we are. Can the nation of Italy sue this game for defamation? But he gives us a ticket. What a lovely mob boss. So now we're off to Glitzville, which has an MMA arena. I know they're all supposed to be watching a fight, but it looks like they're all just staring at me. Watching. Waiting. Commiserating. I meet the promoter, and yeah, this guy is awesome. He signs me up to fight and renames me the Great Gonzalez, which is a little appropriative. We fight our way to the top of the league with the help of a Yoshi with a mohawk, which is the only way I want my Yoshis from now on. It's the only character I can give a name, so I'm going with Jewel. I spend a long time climbing up the ranks and spying on our boss because it turns out wrestlers have gone missing and maybe his assistant has something to do with it. Oh, yep, there they are, looking a little worse for wear. But anyway, time for the championship, which I win, earning myself the Champion Suite. You know how you have a giant poster of yourself above your bed? Also, it turns out our boss is the one behind the disappearances. So we take him down, free this guy who looks like if Ken from Street Fighter was a toad, and get a crystal star. End of chapter. And now I retire on top, like Jerry Seinfeld. Another long story from Luigi, back to the door, back to the map, and we're on our way to Twilight Town. Just go down this pipe and... It rejected me? What is this, every girl I knew in high school? First we have to find someone named Darkly, who tells us that we need to have something with our name written on it. So he just writes on my butt. And Jewel is wildly into this. And then it's time for Chapter 4, For Pigs the Bell Tolls. Someone got paid for that. And now we're in the Ravenholm section of the game, where 2D characters get turned into 3D pig nightmares. Even the mayor is a pig. More so than usual. We free another demon who curses us with the ability to turn into a straw, make our way to Creepy Steeple, no false advertising there, and then we just Pandora this box. Where's Ernie Hudson when you need him? And then I meet the greatest ghost of all time. I defeat him and get a crystal star, and is it just me, or was that perhaps a little too easy? And then... Okay, what's happening? Did the game freeze, or... Oh, wait, I'm Shadow Mario now? What's happening? Oh, that ghost took my body. Rude. I have to guess his name, which for some reason isn't Ghoulie. And this guy even stole my catchphrases. But I meet up with one of the Macbeth witches who's looking for something important, so let's see if we can just... Oh, nope, there it is, just right there. And like that, the Macbeth witch is helping us out. Oh, wait, hold on, my Amazon package arrived, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, Macbeth Witch is on our team. I try another guess at his name. Got him. So in order to find out this guy's name, I have to secretly listen to the crows, who have some strong opinions about fossil fuels. All those guys who scream about leaving politics out of video games must have been pissed. Seriously though, these crow conversations may be my favorite thing in the game. So they lead me to a secret part of the steeple where I find out the ghost's name is... Dupliss? Mark Dupliss? So we tell him his name and he does not take it well. He tries to use my crew against me, but we take him down, get the crystal star, and end of chapter. We check in with Princess Peach, see the computer is starting to pass the Turing test, then it's back to Bowser, who really needs to get his death blimp serviced. More door, more star, and the professor's getting meta. Another boring Luigi story, and then we need Stede Bonnet over here to sail us to Keel Hall Key. Except we need a navigator. So we find Admiral Bobby, who has given up a life on the sea after his wife's death. But we talk to a bartender who's been holding on to the final letter that the Admiral's wife wrote, and why didn't he reveal this letter years before? Also, what is this drink with the dog on the crate? But the letter convinces Admiral Bobby to go on a rousing high seas adventure. And now that I'm on a boat, Chapter 5 is a go. And is that month and day on the Gregorian calendar? But then we get stopped by these little guys. I'll never let go, Jack. We wash up on shore and it's time to find the crystal star. Can I get a subscription to Foppish Gourmet Weekly? The Admiral gets badly hurt, so I score him some coke, and then... Our hero, everyone! The old sea dog joins our party, and then I get another Nauticurse, so now look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. I make my way to an underground ship, which on the inside kind of looks like my garage, and then... Oh, hi. Oh, hi. This guy is brutal. But then we take him down and leave the Smaug skull to keep on smauging. We get the crystal star and it's the end of chapter, except not really because the X-Nauts also have a pirate ship somehow. So we go all master and commander, I take down Lord Crump again, and so now is it end of chapter? Well, we're back with Peach and HAL 9000, so I guess so. Peach debases herself for a computer, and then we check in with Bowser, who meets Lord Crump. And in all my years as a writer, I wish I'd written something as good as The Luck of the Moon is still riding shotgun with me. The two armies face off and... End of game? Nope, back to Mario as we... Another Luigi story, door, star, professor, and then to get to the next place I need a train ticket, which is once again provided to me by the mob boss and his family. What a lovely group of people who will probably die in a hail of machine gun fire. So now it's time for Chapter 6, and no sooner do we board the train than there's a mystery. Wait, I've read the story. All the passengers killed the guy, right? But no, the glutton stole the chef's pot, the little babam wants the engineer's autograph, and there's a ghost who doesn't want me to read his diary. So of course I do, because I'm not very smart sometimes. Save the passengers from something called the Smorg Miasma, which is my least favorite Lovecraft story. And then we finally land in Poshley Heights, an upper-class neighborhood where I can stay in the penthouse, and no offense, but I've stayed in bigger rooms at the Holiday Inn in Jackson, Michigan. I tried to get the Crystal Star, but Macbeth Witches and Duplass got there first. Why does a ghost need to jump out the window? Turns out they had a fake, so I jump into a painting like I'm Mary Poppins. Excuse me, pardon me, passing through. And then I got the Crystal Star. Then, end of chapter. No boss battle? Really? Sure enough, I leave Poshley Heights, which like any rich town is actually pretty underwhelming. And you know the drill, Peach, Bowser, Luigi, Door, Star, which this time is on the moon. The professor needs 3 minutes to figure out how to get us there, so we wait, I guess. Well, time to play more Inscription. Yeah, that's right, Wolf. Get that pack mule. Turns out we'll get there in a cannon, and that starts Chapter 7. I go to this Russian-looking place where I wake up the general by being just the absolute worst, and then I feel like that cannon is compensating for something. But no time to think about that, we're going to the moon! And there it is, the X-Naut base. Don't know how NASA missed something like that, but here we are. We break into the base, get another trivia game show. It helps that I'm taking notes. I face Lord Crump again, who is much more difficult than when I fought him at the beginning of the game. But I defeat him, and then I have all 7 stars. End of chapter. Mario meets the computer, who tells us that Peach has been taken away. So would you say that our princess is in another castle? And then it shuts down. So now that I have all 7 stars, it's time for Paper Mario to go back to the 1,000-Year Door.
Hey, that's the name of the show.
The professor meets us there, and something about the way he's just lingering makes me uneasy. But no time to worry about that now. We're through the door and into Chapter 8. We take on... Wait, didn't we fight them already? Oh, this is their sibling. Sorry we killed your sister. Guess we kinda deserve this. But not today, apparently. And I knew it! I knew the professor was a traitor! Okay, so maybe he wasn't a traitor, but I still kinda called it. So now it's time to fight Lord Grotus, who we easily defeat. Perhaps a little too easily. And hey, Peach is here! And so is Bowser! Family reunion! Okay, so this is the final boss, I guess. Except we take him down easily too. What's going on here? Well, it turns out Lord Grotus wanted the Crystal Stars so he could unleash the Shadow Queen, who will make him all-powerful, and yeah, that's cool. I didn't need to sleep tonight. And isn't this how Independence Day started? The Shadow Queen infects Princess Peach, who looks good, honestly. And wow. Bye, Grotus. Turns out the Macbeth Witches were using Grotus as a pawn to unleash the Shadow Queen on the world. She asks if we want to be her servants, and, you know, why not? Okay, fine. So it's the final battle, and just when all seems lost, the Crystal Stars send out a message, and everyone we helped joins in by sending thoughts and prayers. What are they, Congress? But we defeat her, and 1 star point for this battle? I mean, I guess I don't need them anymore, but come on. However, we get the real treasure. Swear to God, if it's knowledge. And like the Wizard of Oz, I helped everyone find their true selves. And did one of the Macbeth Witches fall in love with me? Well, no matter, our hero sails off to another adventure. What a beautiful ending to the— oh, hi, Luigi. Yes, let's find out what everyone else is up to. Goomba's helping the professor, Koops has settled down, Madame Flurry is starring in a play called Paper Mario, right what you know, I guess. Jewel is doing MMA, the Macbeth Witches are just Macbething. Admiral Bobby is back to sailing, Lord Crump and Grotus are still alive and living in the affluent part of town, which is actually the most realistic part of this game. And who cares about anyone else? Credits roll, and... wait a minute, what was in that treasure chest at the end? Well, turns out we can keep playing, and the big treasure this whole time was a phallic-looking mushroom. Beautiful. Just beautiful. This is an incredibly charming title. It starts with the visuals, which are flawless. They fully thought out the paper mechanic, from the pop-up book effect when entering and leaving spaces, to the various curses you're given, to the origami-like design of the bosses. Each world is super distinct, characters are dynamic, and battles are fun to watch. I could take a screenshot from almost any moment in this game and it would look like a good time. I also love that they brought back the theatrical mechanic from previous Mario games. Now, it's no secret that I have a hard time with RPGs, mainly due to the battle system, and in this regard, Thousand Year Door is rather forgiving. The battles are easy to learn and provide a lot of options to win a fight. And more importantly, for my patience and my sanity, there are no random encounters, which allows you to figure out how to sidestep fights when need be. Another issue I've had in games like Earthbound and Secret of Monkey Island is the sense of humor that favors irony over sincerity. In that regard, Thousand Year Door nails that tone. It's very funny, sometimes laugh out loud funny. Also known as LOLing, I believe is what the kids call it. But apart from a few meta moments, because games just can't help themselves, it felt like the humor never betrayed the sincerity with which the rest of the story presents itself. All in all, it's hard to find fault with this one, but not impossible. While the battle system is great, it's hardly perfect. In particular, the BINGO system, which can turn the tide of the battle either in or against your favor, almost never worked. And I'm someone with fairly good reflexes when it comes to the slot machine mechanics used in a lot of Mario games, but I almost never found myself getting those three icons to match. Which begs the question, why introduce a mechanic in the game if it's going to be so difficult to the point of near impossibility? Also, while Paper Mario nails being an RPG, it fails at being a platformer, which is not a word I ever expected to say about a Mario game. I can't tell you how many times I struggled to get to a section necessary for progression because the gap between platforms was just barely enough to navigate, even using Yoshi's floating mechanic. And one of my typical complaints about RPGs, the padding out of the story for no reason other than game length, is definitely the case here. The story is already pretty repetitive: go to a world, fight a boss, get a star, check in on Peach, check in on Bowser, rinse, repeat. But some of the diversions in the main storyline were so obviously arbitrary, such as having to spend hours climbing the ranks of the arena fighters, or the biggest offender of them all, near the end of the game when I had to track down a minor character by going back to every single world I had previously visited. Nothing here that took too much away from the overall experience, but annoyances nonetheless. However, despite the padded length, I still found myself drawn into this world. It doesn't make me want to play more Paper Mario games because if this is the best one in the franchise, I'm not sure I'd have the patience for the others. But I certainly put this up here with one of the best RPGs that I've played. So with that in mind, what's next on the docket? Oh. Right. Okay, so here's the thing. If you haven't noticed already, these episodes are taking forever to happen. I started working on Season 2 in January, and with only 3 episodes in 9 months, it's clear that life is a bit too hectic for me to get these out at a reasonable speed. So I'm going on a hiatus for a bit while I wait for the dust to settle on some things here. And I promise I won't just spend that time playing Inscription. I'll also be playing Immortality. In the meantime, another huge thank you to the folks that have been supporting me throughout this endeavor. I hope to be up and running and needlessly criticizing your favorite games very soon. So to those few but loyal out there who have joined me in this series, I say once again, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.